Hey everyone, thanks for joining in. It's Kevin Howell, the One Eye Scout on TAN TV. And we have a guest in today, another part of that Diamonds in the Rough crew that we're talking about, Coach Morris Brown. But why don't you kind of share a little bit about yourself and how it's all got together?
Sure. Again, my name is Morris Brown. Like the pretty much the co-founder of Diamond in the Rough. Of course, I played college basketball and a little bit of professional overseas. But um, this whole Diamond in the Rough concept come from myself and one of the other people involved, Mr. Preston Ivory. We just started giving back to the community from where we're from. And again, this just took off, um, just trying to mentor young men and help them find a way to get into college.
And that mentorship took a lot of different approaches. We had a small village by the time we really started going. And we think about Abdul and about Said, and there was one time we had like 18 guys in college all at the same time, and so it's all like you've always said, man, just divine intervention and kids coming along to a group of men that had a common bond and a common plan for them, getting to the free education. And
Yeah.
so why don't you talk a little bit about your role within the program?
Okay. Basically, my role is again, like we mentioned before, we're trying to help young um, underprivileged kids, find a way to change their lives by getting them into college. And one of my roles is to, again, to go out and scout and train. You know,
Hmm.
we were able to find guys that were under the radar and, work them and try to get them in the forefront to some of these college schools and coaches to see if we can get them in school.
And a lot of that was a lot of times was people in their senior year, or in the case of like Simon going into their senior year, and it took a lot of commitment on those young men's part to commit to the program because we weren't easy. We
Yeah.
pushed the dog out of them,
Yes.
and that kind of we're kind of bringing that type of mentality or have that mentality here in San Antonio now that if we're honest with people, college basketball isn't for everybody, and that's okay, but making the best out of themselves. And, you know, your role is kind of, your role was and is kind of what my role has become in going out and finding. And,
Yes.
and I chuckle because there's college club programs here, just like the one that Abdul was discovered in, you know. And so we attend some of those games and, of course, the high school games. And there's a couple of prep schools here. But, it's interesting, man, that not only did we work for a common goal, but we all leveled up through the process. You know, Pearl, Preston with the Spurs now, Rob doing his thing with ball so hard. Lil Rodney, now a state championship coach, man. We can't really call him Little Rodney anymore. You know,
Yes.
um, what did it mean to you as a person, Mo, to be able to do the stuff that we did for kids?
Man, and that's funny that you mentioned that. I can't begin to tell you how proud I am of what we started and what you guys are, pretty much taking the baton and running with it. Yourself, Coach Rodney, Coach Rob. I was just thinking about it today, how blessed we were because we were really, like you said, one common goal, and to let everyone know out there, these things that we're doing it for free. We're doing it because of the love of the game, you know,
Yes.
the love for the kids, and just basically really trying to give back, and hopefully we're changing someone's lives. That's really the goal. Change the lives. So, you know,
I'm so glad you said that about the free part
right.
because, man, when I tell people up here that we mentor for free, we take those guys for free. We take them to. Remember, we used to take those guys to different showcases, different games, just showing them what a college game really even looks like. Because most of
Yeah,
these kids in high school never even been to a college game, and
right.
just really changing, like we said, changing lives, man. And I think it was all a big give back for all of us because, like Preston says, the game of basketball has given so much to each and every one of us, you know.
Yes, yes, definitely.
And so looking at how I was talking about our roles are the same and talking with coaches and networking across the country, man, it was pretty neat. This past summer, Kavasi called and he had that young man, Caden Moore, out in Connecticut that comes to Houston to work out with him. And he said, man, I just need a little bit of help. And through the same channels we used before, we got him up in Maine, closer to home for him, but still far enough away. Because a lot of people, they laugh when we tell them that we sent those boys to the mountains,
All right.
you know, and
Far from home.
far from home. But it was all, they came out better men for it, I believe,
Definitely.
and you think about, think about Shep being out there. We talk about Simon, how his life changed. And I really believe, man, if he didn't have the injuries, he'd have been playing overseas. And no one
Definitely.
would ever believed that when he was in high school.
Nope.
You
Nope.
know, it was neat, man. We got to see Mac his senior year at Prairie View. He
All
came through
right.
UTSA. Yeah, we got me, Preston, Blessing was there. JC even stopped by for that one. And so that was a good night. And
Awesome.
what it did for me was I had some guys we had talked about Diamonds in the Rough, and they had an idea, but you can't really explain it. It's something you got to experience.
Right.
And that night, he saw P talking to Blessing about, man, this is where we got to get to. Talking to Mac about, man, I'm so proud of you, everything you overcame, everything you went through. And we all standing there hugging and taking pictures, man. It blew that young man's mind to see that kind of love and respect and relationship, you know.
Right.
Uh, because part of what we did was keeping people off the street. When you start
Definitely.
thinking about, I
Definitely.
mean, AMS 8:30 to 11:30 at night, you know, that just I still
Good old
think back and
days.
laugh at that, man.
Right.
you know. But
Definitely.
and it wasn't always pretty, and I think that's where I originally got brought in was helping out the bigs
The
on the mental
bigs.
aspect because you guards are
Yes.
mean, man. Y'all don't understand us, and
Yes.
but no, man, I really wanted to get you on, for a bit, man, because like you said, you was the co-founder, and like Little Rodney would say, the real OGs, and kind of I tell people this, man, like y'all taught me this. Y'all taught me how to do this. I mean, those years driving back and forth, man, uh, really paved the way for what I'm doing today. And I appreciate it, man. I really do.
Man, we can't tell you and speak to how proud we are of you,
Mhm.
um, from where you come from to where you are, just to take a negative situation and turn it into this positive thing, country. And again, I'm telling you, as your brother, I am super duper proud of you, man. You keep it going, and we're gonna keep it going. It's funny, not to get long winded, but
Mhm.
this morning I was in the gym working. I'm in Alabama. I'm in Tuscaloosa, Alabama right now.
What?
Yeah, I worked out a couple of sophomores that play on the varsity team.
Uh huh.
And again, it's just this DNTR. Just it never stops, man. And it's one of those situations where we're talking about for the love of the game. It's free.
It's free.
It's free, and the love
Mm.
of the game, and then hopefully I can change someone's life.
Yep.
You know. But again, we're so proud of you. The format and just, I mean, just where you are, and you just keep going, man, because you are inspiration to all of us.
Well, I
Right?
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I because I took the blueprint from y'all.
Right.
Like P said, we had a prescription. You know, but man, I appreciate you getting on today, Mo. I really do.
Yes.
And
Thanks for having
you tell those Crimson Tide people to chill out on Saturday, man.
me.
So, brother, I love you, and I'll get in touch with you again soon.
Definitely love you too, and keep going, country.
We will. And thanks everyone. This you joined the African American Network with a local feel and a global reach. And signing off, we're here with my guy Morris Brown.